Hey folks, welcome to another stream. And today we have with us, expert speaker, Mr. Lexa Sharma, who will be taking the session forward. And if you all are interested about learning the game development and what exactly the things are happening, I think this session is going to be really insightful and interesting session for you all. And I hope you learn a lot from this session. So without any delay, let's start with the session. So over to you, sir.
Okay, so let me first introduce myself. I'm Lakshya Sharma, and I have been working in this industry for past 4 years. And right now, I'm trying to make something of my own, like a small company, a kind of startup, kind of. And I was proposed by Varun to conduct a session on how the game development works. Okay, and the people who want to join in and people who want to start their career in game development, so how they should proceed, and what they can learn from a professional, so that they can save a lot of time. Okay, so that they avoid the mistakes what generally other people do. Okay, so by that you will save a lot of time and a lot of efforts also. Okay, so let me just tell you that I'm from a government college, okay, which is a kind of a prestige. And besides that, I have completed my computer science graduation without any blockage and without any blocks. Okay, and then I have good CGPA. And then the interesting thing is that I started my career with PHP. Okay, but somehow I wasn't very much comfortable with the PHP. The reason was that it was quite dry. Okay, PHP was a quite dry field, so I had to leave that, and then I started Android. So in Android, there was some kind of designing part. Okay, some kind of front end part, you can say, but still I wasn't that much satisfied with Android also. And somewhere I saw advertisement on Indeed, by luck. It was of Unity, okay, which is a game engine, and then I decided to join it. Okay, and that thing was after 2 years of my career, but still I thought it was late, but it wasn't. Okay, so even if you are not a fresher and you are experienced and working in somewhere else, okay, in something else like any other technologies, okay, and if you are planning to change, then it's okay. Even after 2 years, even after 5 years, at the age of 25, 28, 30, it's okay to change if you really want to do it. Okay. So as I told you, when I started with PHP, I couldn't work well. Okay. I was a good student, but still I didn't have that work satisfaction. But it happened with Android also. Okay. But as soon as I joined Unity, as soon as I joined game development, I was quite satisfied with my work. Okay. Let me take you through some slides that I made for you. So let's just let me share my screen. Okay. So that guys can see what I have. Okay. So first of all, this is my introduction, which we are already done with. Okay. Then in the second slide, we have a little bit of history of video games. Okay. In this history, I'm talking about the first video game ever developed. It was developed by a physicist, which is quite interesting because you don't have to be a programmer or a computer science graduate to work in game development, which is quite true with almost every industry. Just like Elon Musk has a degree of physicist, right? But still he works on rockets, he works on cars, he works on many different things. Okay, so there are no bounds, there are no boundaries. Okay, so the first game was a ping pong kind of game, the tennis kind of game. which was developed by a physicist. Okay, and the thing is that it was developed in 1958, if I'm not wrong, 1958. So in 1958, the people were not that much aware about the video games. So in that era, it was quite a revolution. Okay, it was quite a revolution. So people started to like it, but still it wasn't a commercial product. Okay, people were not aware of this kind of invention, so they first liked it, but then they thought that okay, it is something fun, but now let's move on, it's not that much interesting. Okay, so then the industry started growing. After that, in this graph you can see that in this graph you can see there are five colors. Okay, so the industry started with arcade games. Okay, and the arcade games, when I say arcade games, you can think of those big boxes, uh, big wooden boxes, okay, with levers and buttons. So that's how it started. Okay, and slowly it grew. Slowly it grew to, you can see here, till 39 billion. Okay, it grew that much, and it became so popular with Pac-Man. Okay, if you can see the little icon here of Pac-Man. Okay, and it grew with Pac-Man, and slowly it grew with Super Mario, Contra, and other games which are made by Konami, the Japanese company. Okay, so it was a big business at that time also. And similarly, we can see that the console business was also growing. Console business like Atari and the small games that we used to play with the cassettes, right? That also grew, and it was a global business. But still, it wasn't like it was a billion-dollar industry, but still wasn't famous. It was famous in especially in Japan and USA. Okay, and some part of Europe, but not in India that much, because India was still technologically behind, especially comparison with the Japan and USA. We were still lagging behind. So time went by, and the hardware became cheaper. Okay, now the people were having PC, personal computers, with them. But in India, as I said, it was still late. Okay, people are having personal computers in America and other countries, but not in India. But as the mobile development um came into the picture, like when the mobile hardware became cheaper, okay, and everyone could afford a smartphone, it was a very big deal when everyone could afford a smartphone. Okay, so when everyone could afford a smartphone, so the development also got a revolution, as you can see in this one, in handheld devices. Okay, the development started here somewhere in 1999. Okay, it started, grew like this, and it grew, and it's over, almost over now. Okay, the with the PC, revolution started with in 1980s. Okay, and it went on, and it is still going on. You can see it's a $40 billion industry right now. But with arcades are almost out of date now. You won't see only the old one or the vintage ones. Okay, but there is no new manufacturing of the arcade products. But console now, it's interesting to see that how console and PC, both the things are growing and steadily. Okay, but if you see the red graph, the red graph is very interesting, and it's in context with what I'm going to discuss today. That this is the mobile industry, okay, mobile gaming. So it started somewhere around 1997, and it grew very exponentially. You can see $85 billion. Okay, $85 billion. It grew so drastically, right? and we can have many examples such you can see Angry Bird here, okay, then Player Unknown Battleground, and many other games like right now we have BGMI, which is Indian version of PUBG, right? So India and Indian people are also being inclined towards the gaming industry, okay, because when like even 5 years back when I started my career and I told someone that I'm a game developer, then they would assume that okay, there is a room and this guy sits there and plays game. Okay, he sits on a beanbag and plays games all day. So, which is very funny because no one is going to pay you for just playing video games. Okay, so that's the perception about the game development, which is quite wrong. Even today, if you tell them that I am a computer science graduate, okay, so they will tell you, can you please fix my hard disk? Can you please format my computer? Okay, so it's okay. They are non-technical people, so that is their perception, okay, of a computer science graduate or a game developer, which is not true. Which is not true. Okay, so you must understand that mobile gaming has had a boom, okay, and it's still growing. It is still growing, and it will further grow with technologies like AR and VR. Right now, we can say that VR hardware is quite costly. It is quite expensive, but in future also, the VR also will get some kind of okay down prices because it is inevitable with hardware. Okay, with each and every hardware, it is inevitable to experience a breakdown in the prices. So in future, if the VR hardware gets cheaper, okay, so I'm pretty sure that VR gaming will also get a boom, okay, and VR development also will get a boom. But the interesting part is here, okay, the Unity, the game engine which is used for, especially used for mobile game development, right? So I'm just going to turn this slide, okay. Now, just see here, this is the share of different game engines, okay. You can call them game engines, you can call them 3D engines, okay. So those engines, the Unity is on 11%, okay. So 11% is a huge number. You understand, 11% is a huge number. And the second one is Unreal, which is on 23%. Third one is CryEngine, and others are in 63%. Now, as far as the others are concerned, you can know about many like Godot, like Game Maker, Coco 2DX. Okay, but we are not going to talk about them because they have their own position in place. They are not that much popular. Now, as far as this CryEngine is concerned, okay, this CryEngine is specially made for Crisis games. If you know the series, the Crisis series, it is made for the Crisis series. Okay, so it is nothing but a variant of Unreal because Unreal is an open source engine. You can have its source, okay, and you can modify it according to your need. So that is why CryEngine we have written like CryEngine 3%. Okay, that's okay, but in reality, this CryEngine is more or less a variant of Unreal. Okay, so let's not count this one also and concentrate on these two, the Unreal and Unity. Now you must understand, Unreal has been in the market for so long, for so many years. Okay, far back than the Unity was there. So that is why Unreal has a more, wide range of developers, wide community of developers. But although Unity is new, it is feature rich. Okay, it is feature rich, and it is getting richer. It is getting richer every year. or I should say every 6 months. Okay, every 6 months you are getting new updates, you are getting new ideas, you are getting you are getting new features. Okay, so there is no limit. There is no limit of Unity. Okay, and they are updating it so fast, so fast. They are almost here, almost here, almost near the Unreal. Okay, so this is a very crucial time for the Unity, and people who want to join the game development, they must understand that there's a fight between Unreal and Unity, and it's a never ending fight. If you Google or if you just type on YouTube Unreal versus Unity, okay, so you are going to get lots of video of people who are developer will try to explain you that which engine you should choose and which one you should avoid. Okay, if you have a specific kind of requirement, then what you should be choosing. Okay, so and if you are a fresher, and if you even if you're not a fresher and you are planning to change your career path, still it's a very crucial question, it's a very important question to ask, that whether I should choose Unreal, whether I should choose Unreal, or whether I should choose Unity. Okay, so if I was asked this question, okay, then I would suggest you to go for Unity at least for a 3 to 6 months of period. Or even if your plan is to ultimately go to Unreal, okay, like after working for 4 years on Unity, I am also going to transfer on Unreal. I'm learning this engine. It's a fact, okay, and eventually in 6 months or a year, I will adopt this engine too. Okay, but the thing is that you must know Unity. That's a, I won't say it's a prerequisite, but it's good. It's good. Let me tell you, if you have a mother tongue, okay, if you have a native language which is very good, okay, so on the base of that, you can build other structures. Like if you are good at Hindi, you are a Hindi native speaker, right? So on the basis of Hindi, you can learn English, you can learn Spanish, you can learn German, anything you can learn. Okay, on the basis of a mother tongue. So Unity is like that. Okay, Unity provides you that base. Unity provides you that that foundation that the game development needs. Okay, so let me introduce with some advantages of Unity. Okay, first of all, it's a easy to learn engine. Now, what do I mean by that? Uh, if you allow me, let me just open Unity and okay, let me just share the interface. I will show you both Unity and Unreal. Okay, so you have a better idea of which one you should go with and which one you should avoid. Okay, avoid, I mean for time being, not permanently, but just time being. So let the Unity open. I will share my entire screen so you can see what's going on. Okay, so let it get on the stream. So we were on easy to learn. Okay, so it is an easy to learn engine, and Let me just. Can anyone give me feedback that you can see my screen? Anyone?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Okay, but the I can see the presentation, not the. Okay, now. Okay. So here, this is the Unity. Okay, and this is a little bit of personal project of mine, which I'm working on. So in this is a little setup. Okay, you can see some obstacles and a car, and there is a player of mine which I can show you. Let me just drag him for you. Okay, so hmm, so here's our player. So it is kind of a test dummy. Okay, it's a test dummy, and it is an obstacle course, which uh, which I'm going to program different jumps and all those things, which we will actually keep for the next session. If we are holding all in the one session, then you might get confused or you might get bored. So you can see here the interface, okay, which is it may look intimidating at first, but it is quite easy. Okay, it is quite easy comparing to the Unreal Engine. So now, if I show you the Unreal one, or you can just search somewhere, okay, even on the YouTube or the Google, you will just Google. The Unreal interface is quite, you know, it's full of buttons, it's full of things, and you will get confused. So I would suggest you that even if you are not ready for the Unreal Engine, you should first pick up the Unity. Okay. So first advantage is it is easy to learn. Okay. So that is understood. After that, it is lightweight compared to Unreal Engine. Now that is also a very important point that it's wait a minute. Okay. So lightweight means let's compare the size first. If you right click on the properties of Unity now in today, like after 2020 versions, okay, so you will get somewhere around 10 GBs, 10 gigs or more than that. Okay, and if you are going to do the same with Unreal Engine, then you are going to get 50 plus gigs. Okay, which is massive for a hard disk. And when you run it, you need a good laptop, you need a good gaming laptop with a high quality graphics card, okay, dedicated graphics unit. Only then you will be able to run the Unreal Engine properly. Okay, and as far as the Unity is concerned, a mid-range laptop with a graphics card is okay, you can run it. Okay, so that is a very big advantage, because we all cannot afford very expensive laptops in our student phase. Okay, when we are learning, when we are a fresher, we cannot afford such machines. Okay, so uh, 30K or 35K laptop would be good. It will be a good fit for the Unity. Okay, if you want to do more advanced work, then obviously you need more expensive laptop. That's okay. So second thing is it is lightweight comparing to Unreal or other engines like CryEngine or you know. But if you talk about Cocoa 2DX, then that is that is outdated. You should not even think about going that way. Okay, so that's okay. So that you should keep in mind that it's a lightweight comparing to Unreal. Okay, and a mid-range laptop will also do for you, right? Third point is exceptionally successful with mobile game development, right? Now, there's a game called Call of Duty. It's a franchise from Activision. It's a very big franchise, it's a brand itself. Call of Duty, it's a brand, okay? Call of Duty is a brand, but the thing is, every installment of Call of Duty is made in a PC engine, okay, which Activision prefers, EA prefers, okay. But now the thing is that they have a mobile version of Call of Duty, okay, which is called I think COD Mobile, okay. So that version is completely made in Unity, completely, entirely. And another more surprising thing is that Player Unknown Battleground, the PUBG, the famous, or should I say, infamous game, is also made in Unity, completely in Unity. So you should understand the power of the engine, okay, that how the engine is capable, how much it is capable. If it is capable of making a Call of Duty game in mobile, if it is capable of making PUBG, then you should understand that it is capable of anything that you can imagine in your head on mobile level, right? Because if you look at PUBG mobile and if you look at PUBG PC, you won't see much difference in terms of graphics. You won't see much difference in even in terms of functionality. Okay, now in PC you are going to get controller, you are going to get mouse or keyboards. That's another thing, right? But in mobile you don't have that kind of hardware. Maybe some people are using controller, they can connect the Xbox controllers via Bluetooth. That's also different thing. But in standard case you have touch controls, okay. But in terms of functionality, both are great, both are equally great. The PC version and the mobile version, both are equally great. So you must understand that Unity is exceptionally successful. I haven't written this just like that. It is really successful with mobile game development, right? In even today, you open Play Store, you open App Store, okay, and search any game. You won't see Unreal anywhere. Never. You won't see Unreal anywhere. Although Unreal supports mobile game development. Yeah, it supports, but you will see only Unity, and there are reasons. And there are technical reasons. There are other reasons like user friendly. Which one is more user friendly? Okay, so because of those reasons, it is successful with mobile game development. So if you want to start in mobile game development, and if you think that you can make a better version of PUBG or anything like that, whichever is your dream, okay, so you should go with Unity without any doubt, without any doubt. And even if you think that no, one day I want to make PC games, I don't want to spend my time making small games. I want to work on big budget commercial projects. Okay, even if that is your goal, then you must start somewhere, right? So that starting point can be Unity. That starting point can be mobile game development. Because see, you are going to climb step by step. Okay, if you are standing in ground level, so you are not going to get to the 10th floor in just one go. Okay, you will go step by step. Okay, so in those steps, it would be good if you include Unity and mobile game development so that you will get the idea. Okay, so how the engine works, what is a game engine, actually what is game engine. Okay, so if I tell you the game engine is nothing but it's a 3D engine which provides you reality simulation. Like in Unity also you are going to get rigid body, you are going to get colliders. Okay, so that you can simulate the reality, you can simulate how the player works, how the objects are going to behave. Okay, so that is how a game engine works. And as I told you that if you want to start somewhere with game development, then you must go with Unity. Okay, uh, the fourth thing is has a free version for students and hobbyists. Okay, it is a very important point, especially for Indians, right? We Indians love free stuff, and we Indians love, like, we love to get every single thing out of our money. Okay, we value money, so that it's very good that we are getting a student version and we are getting a hobbyist version. So there are like three business models. One is for students and hobbyists, which is completely free. You can just go and download. Okay. Second is plus version, and third one is pro version. These last two versions are paid. Okay. But trust me, you will not need any of them at least for 1 year, or maybe I should say 2 3 years. You won't need the plus or the pro, because there are so much to learn in free version, the student version. There is so much to learn, and when I say so much to learn, is it's not all about the you should say engine. It's not all about the engine. It's more or less about the programming also. Like if I show you, just share my screen again. Okay, so I'm not sharing the entire screen. I'm just sharing the single window. So it will be okay. So here, this is the engine itself. Okay, but we don't do everything here. Let's suppose this is my player. Okay, I want to, I want some movement, or I want something to animate it, or just made it walk or anything like that. So for that purpose, we need scripts. Okay, and scripts are nothing but programs. So as I double click, it opened in the uh, let me show you again. It opens in the Visual Studio. Okay, so Visual Studio, as you may know, it's from the Microsoft, and it's for the coding purpose. Okay, so this is the code. that you know programmers write for for the game logic. Okay, according to this logic, the player will start walking, player will jump, run. Okay, as you may see these little variables like private integer, jump, grounded, speed, okay, free fall, motion speed. So all these are programming stuff, which is also very important. If I tell you the right ratio, the ratio would be the ratio would be 80-20, or not 80-20, then 30 and 70, 70% programming and 30% of the engine. Because you will get to know engine in just I should say 20 days. 20 days is it's enough, okay, to get the overview of the engine. It's quite enough. But after that, how you program, how you, because you will have the engine and you'll have the objects, but if you cannot program them right way, then right gameplay won't come out. And if right gameplay won't come out, it's useless. Okay, it's really useless. It may sound blunt or it may sound hard, but it is useless. If you have great assets, you have great art, right, great 3D models, great characters, and a mind-blowing story, right, but if you are not able to program, okay, then forget about a good game. The good game will never happen. There are there are tons of examples, okay, of big budget games which were highly anticipated. People were, waiting for them. People were doing, people were buying them in advance, okay, like months prior to the release, but still they become flops. Okay, now people started thinking that the game is good because they saw the trailer, okay, they saw the art, they saw the idea behind the game, and they liked it. Okay, and they bought it in the advance. That happens. But now you should understand that when you will get the real idea, you will get the real idea only when the game is in your hand. Okay, you are controlling the player. When you are controlling the player, only then you will have the idea. So that is why you must understand that programming is very crucial part. Okay, so even with the free version of the Unity, you must learn programming. You must learn C sharp. Okay, the C sharp is the basic language, which is actually the next point. It works on object-oriented language called C sharp. Okay, so once you start, seeing the engine, you must be mentally prepared that okay, you have to learn the C sharp. Okay, and in C sharp, as I told you, it is an object oriented language. Okay, so it is a type of programming. There are actually two types of programming. One is procedural, second is object oriented. Okay, so C sharp is an object oriented programming language, so you must learn it. And when I say learn it, then you should learn it from basic, like what is the object oriented concepts, like oops concepts, how you are going to use them in programming. Okay, so it is very important. It is very important. Like if you have good art, then you will able to give life to that art via your programming. Okay, other than that, there is no other way. If people tell you that Unreal supports visual scripting or just drag and drop kind of scripting, forget it. Okay, forget it. That is not going to happen. That is true that there is visual scripting. Okay, but it can never replace the real coding. It can never replace. That is just a tool. Visual scripting is just a tool to save your time. It is not an alternative to the logic, because end of the day you must build the logic. Okay, so as it works on C sharp, you must be prepared in your head for learning the C sharp. Okay, after that, provides a strong base for more advanced engine. We have discussed it earlier. It provides a base for more advanced engine, and here I mean Unreal and CryEngine. Okay, they are very advanced. They are very advanced. If you directly jump into them, your head will start, giving you so much pain that no, no, it's not made for me. You'll think like that, it's not made for me, or either you are not made for it. Okay, so don't do that. Don't do that. Don't destroy your morale. Okay, don't destroy your enthusiasm. Just go for a simpler engine which is in balance, which is not so simple that it is useless, and it is not so advanced that it is impossible to learn at starting phase. Okay, that is why you should go for a balanced engine, which is Unity. Okay, then this is a very important point that has a very big and thriving community. If you start learning Unity, okay, so there are two things to learn anything. There are two styles as far as I have seen myself and my colleagues. Then those two things are whether you can open the documentation, you can open the manual, okay, and then you start reading it. That's the one thing. Second thing is you just go for it. You just open the software, try pressing here and there every button, okay, and see what happens. That's another way. Now, whichever way you like, and let me tell you, it's always good to be hybrid. It is always good to be hybrid. It is always good to be better at both things, right? Because sometimes you may need to read the documentation. There is no other way, okay? And sometimes there is a need that you just go understand the module and just do it. You don't have time for to read the documentation, okay? But the thing is, reading is great. Reading documentation is great, okay? Having a big community is great, because even if you don't read the documentation and just jump into the engine, okay, you are going to face issues which are already mentioned in documentation, but since we are not reading it, we will face them, face the issues. What we are trying to do, we will try to Google them. And luckily, Unity community is so large, even on Stack Overflow, in the Unity forums, okay, Reddit, everywhere you will find lot of people, lot of developers who has already faced the same problem, or who are there to give you the solution. Okay, so you won't get stuck anywhere. Just having a big community is a very very fortunate thing for a developer. Like we all the time we get memes and social jokes, like googling everything, right? Developers google everything, which is fine, which is fine. That's how we learn. We haven't learned everything at college, right? So that is good, that is okay. So that is why the Unity have a big community, and you will get your answers just like that, right? So you won't get stuck. After that, having a very exponential growth in last few years, which is I already explained you. But still I would like to tell you that, trust me, in next 5 years, 5 years is a long time, maybe 3 years, Unity will touch Unreal. And right, even today it is touching, okay, with its HDRP, high definition render pipelines, uh, other pipelines. It is already touching Unreal, but it will become an equivalent to Unreal. Okay, so it will be a good and wise decision to choose it, because whether you choose Unreal or whether you choose Unity, okay, after some time, they will get so close. The Lines are blurred already. The lines are blurred already, and someday the line will be eradicated completely, completely eradicated. So you must understand that it is it is a good time to choose an engine, okay, which is in balance. You will learn great, okay. And if you start your career right now, okay, in this year or maybe the next one, so you will get benefits of both things, like the balanced version and the advanced version. And it is very easy to go on advanced version if you already know the balanced one. Okay, so it's a very good time for all those people who are planning to start their career. Okay, in especially in game development, right? So after that, this is the great interface and nicely developed. Okay, here the cross-platform word is so much important, so much important. By the cross platform, we don't mean that it works on Mac also. It's not like that. Yeah, it in a sense it in a sense it is like it works on Mac, even on Linux. Okay, it has a Linux version also. That is kind of cross platform. But here the cross platform is referred to if I make an app, if I make a game in Unity, and I want to produce the same app in iOS. I actually made it for the Android. Okay. So if I'm using Android Studio, then what will happen? I will be using Swift. Okay. Or in old days we would be using Java, and nowadays we will use Swift, Flutter. Okay, that kind of technology. So that technology will be doing for the Android part, and for the iOS part, what would you need? You would need Xcode, right? And another different language and another different technology. Now what would happen, the thing would happen is you'll have to code twice. You'll have to code twice time. Okay, so time is double now. You spend your like maybe 200 hours on making the Android app, and now you'll have to at least spend 100 or 120 hours, because maybe the logic is same. That's okay, you can lift up the logic from the Android portion, but still you will have to make a whole new fresh project and then code everything from scratch, okay, which is a big disadvantage with the natives. But in the game engines, especially in Unity, you can make it for Android, and just within 10 minutes, you can make a build for iOS. Although you will need a Apple machine, okay, you will need Xcode, right? But you're not going to create an Xcode project, right? You will just press a button in Unity, and Unity will create the Xcode project for you. You will just directly make an IPA and run on an iPhone or any iOS device. Okay, so that's a big advantage, that you don't need to do things twice or thrice. Even if you have coded for Android, then you can make a build for Windows also. Nothing you will have to change. You will have to just go and select Windows and press build. That's it. And it will make a build for Windows. So in one go, in one hit, you are getting all the builds. You are getting iOS, you are getting Android, Windows, and Unity can make builds for PlayStation 4 also. I'm not sure about PS5, although PS5 is quite new. So it it hasn't been included in the Unity yet. Yet, I'm saying yet, but in near future it will be included. So right now you can make even builds of consoles like Xbox and PlayStation till PS4. So that much freedom you are having with the cross-platform support, right? And yeah, the last point is that has a vast asset store with lot of free assets to start with. Okay. Now it is also a very important thing that you must have something, right? Like Unity will basically have cubes and spheres and cylinders. capsules, that kind of 3D shapes. Okay, but to make a game, you need a character, just the character which I showed you, right? The dummy character, the dummy player. Okay, so I fetched it from the internet. Okay, so Unity has a asset store which is which provides many free assets. Okay, so that you can choose from them and make something your own. You can practice, right? You can practice your game logic and you can make something of your own, which is quite, which is quite necessary because if you just read and read, then it will get you nowhere. So you must pick up something and make something. Okay, if you are going to code, you if you are going to code on your own, if you think an idea in your head first. Okay, and then you try to code it out. It's the best way to learn. It's the best way to learn. If someone tells you that go and watch this tutorials and go and watch this YouTube channel and you will be good, no, you won't get much far. You won't get much far. It's okay to watch tutorials. It's good to follow some YouTube channels. It is very good thing. It's a good habit. Okay, but for real learning, you should code, you should program, you should explore, right? You should not see others exploring. You should not see others coding. It is useless for you. Trust me, it is useless. Coding is pretty much like mathematics, so you should do it. For that, you have the asset store. Asset store will provide you everything. Even if you need a gun, you need a car, you need a player, you need a castle, you need a sword, you need a knight. Everything it will provide you. Okay, free of cost. There are paid assets and there are free assets. Okay, both kind of assets are there. And for the students, it's good. They can just download the free assets just like that. They can download entire levels, right? I'm not just talking about an island, but entire levels for free. Okay, which is a very good facility. So you should take advantage of it. With Unreal, there is also a store, Epic Store. You have some free stuff there also, but it is not that much. It is not in that much variety and quantity. So as far as the asset store is concerned, it is very rich, and you will, and even if you are willing to pay some little amount, you will get very good assets. Okay, in very cheap price. So it's a very good thing. Okay. Now, if anyone wants to ask me anything, like, if you have any doubt regarding game development, regarding Unity, or how to start your career, okay, you can just ask without any hesitation. Okay. If you have any kind of gaps in your career, if you are concerned about not having a job, any other career problems, then you can just ask me. I'm giving you the time.
Great session, sir. I was personally listening to each and everything which you were explaining on the screen. Uh, it was really very amazing to hear each and everything, so you were explaining. I must say that your slides were also pretty very, colorful and interesting, eye-catchy stuff. You kept each and every point which means which must be there from very basics to advanced level, and the tutorial videos, or I must say the live demo session which you just gave, they were also very amazing. So I really appreciate your effort for the community contribution. I would like to thank you very much for taking out your time for the community folks and coming out here and delivering such an awesome lecture for. I must not say it as a lecture because it sounds a kind of boring term, right? So
Right.
it was a pleasure to host you for the session and looking forward to collaborate for more such, events. Like this was a more kind of theoretical session. For next time, we wish that
theoretically.
you will come and teach us how to, create some kind of
Definitely,
basic gaming stuff or something which we can create and we can
definitely,
get
definitely,
started with this game development
definitely.
and all these things. So it was really very appreciable session with you, sir. That on our,
Okay.
a kind request, we requested you, so please come and take the session. You just agreed to the things and went with the flow. Thank you very much.
Okay, Varun. Another thing is, you can just as I would like to tell you that I had depression problem in past. Okay, and because of that I had career gaps, right, which I was very much concerned about, like 1 year of gap or 1.5 years of gap, which I was very stressed out about, right? So if there is someone
Mm-hmm.
like that who is like overthinking on it, right, so much overthinking on it and wasting his or her time, then you should redirect them to me, right? I can give them example that, see, I'm also going through the same thing, and it doesn't leave any impact on your career, any impact. As far as you're good right now, it doesn't make any difference that you had 1 year or 2 year or gap or whatever it was. Okay, so please do that for me. It's a
Sure,
request. Okay.
sir. Sure. Yeah, I must again once again say that this is really very, a kind expression for the community.
Yeah.
Like you are helping the people. Like this depression and all these things are very common, getting common between these youngsters in
Yeah.
this digital world. So your this step as well for the community is really
Hmm.
very appreciable.
Hmm.
And I would thank each and everyone present here for being such a lovely and patient audience. So as of now, let's wrap up with the session. And sir has
Okay.
other stuff as well to do.
Okay.
So thank you very much, sir, once again for coming here, and let's
Okay.
collaborate
Thank you,
once
Arun.
again
Thank you.
whenever you are free.
Thank you. Okay. We'll keep in touch. Okay.